Hi, my name's Louise. I'm going to take you through stretch and mobility. So what do you need? Nothing for this. You might want a pillow. Some people might like it for their necks. Or if you've got bad hips or bad knees, you might need to support it underneath you. So always, if you want to have a pillow to hand, I'll just put it to the side so I can show you when you might need it. Okay, so first things first, we have to warm up the body. So stretch and mobility is about movement into the joints, okay, getting everything nice and warm, trying to improve the range of movement for the joint so it moves better and feels better. Especially as we get older, motion is lotion, okay? So if you have stiff joints, motion is lotion. So let's get ready. So we're gonna start walking up on your toes. So your hands might be on the hips, they might be by your side. You're just going to walk forward and back. So we're going to come up onto the toes. So we're trying to warm up the calves, but the other thing we're doing is we're bringing a bit of strength to our feet. And it might feel really weird because you're not used to doing this. Some people say it's like walking on the catwalk in very, very high heels. We can do 2 more, so each way. Last one. Then we change it. So we go onto our heels and curl the toes up. And you're going to walk back and forth like this. And again, it's going to feel very, very weird. And one thing you're going to notice is the front of your calves. You're going to start to get a bit angry. So we're working the anterior tibialis. Just walking back and forth with the big toe off. It's the walking back part that's weird, isn't it? We're going to do one more set. And then I'm going to come back to center. And then from here, we're going to do up slow to start. So right leg's going to lift up, you're going to squeeze your glute. Lift the knee up as high as you can. Some people, everyone's range is going to be different on this. And just tap down. So we're coming up and down. So some people's range, you want to sink into the left leg. Squeeze your glutes hard and brace your belly. The hand can be in the hip or by the side or up here or here. Some people might stop here, or you might be able to get it up high. And we're engaging the glutes when we do go this high, so you can, if you really try, just go as high as you can, coming up and down, but sometimes it is a mobility issue, which is something we're going to work on. Now, one more, and we're going to swap sides. So again, you might be low, you might be able to go up higher. And we're just tapping the toe onto the ground. It's not staying there. People love to stay there, but I don't want you staying there. What tends to happen is this, is they'll take it up and they'll go like that. You want to be slow into it. One, your feet don't like that landing quite hard. You want to get some control through the hips. If you lack control for the hips, that is what will happen. And what lack of control of the hips is lack of strength. So just remember that, especially if you've got knee pain. A lot of the time the knees are buffer for the hips because the hips aren't doing their jobs properly. Something's not working, something's not strong enough, or something's overworking, and everything just compensates. And it's usually the knees that take the brunt of it. Now, sometimes it's the ankle that's causing the problem at the knee as well because there's something weak at the ankle. So embrace your wobble and know that you're doing good and keep at it, especially if you struggle with this, okay? Go, okay, I'm struggling now, it means I need to do more of it. Change how you think about it a little bit. So this time I'm going to change the tempo, up fast, hold, and down slow. So you can go up fast, hold, stay on the same leg, and down slow. Up, fast, hold. Can you see now I've changed my arms and I'm doing opposite arm to leg. Squeeze the glute. Up, fast, hold, and I'm trying not to touch down now. You can tap down if you want to, but the moment that foot touches down, it's coming straight back off. So from the side, I'm sinking down, chest up, shoulder down the back, up, fast, hold, control, and down. Again, what you're not doing is like that, okay? So you want to, stability, squeeze the glutes, pull the hip bone together. Like you got that really tight belt on that someone's gone, actually, let's do another hole, and you feel like, ugh! That's how you want to control the pelvis with this. 2 more. Last one. And this leg is going to work crazy, by the way. It's a stabilization leg. So we swap legs. So we go up, fast, hold, and then down slow. You want to move fast on the up, control, and down slow. So I'm trying to bring on the stimulus for the different muscle types. Okay, we've got fast twitch, slow twitch. Third kind can be either fast or slow. If you never move quickly, you'll have a lot of slow twitch. So we want that fast twitch. Fast twitch is your power. So you go up, fast, hold, and down slow. And you want fast twitch, okay? Everyone wants fast twitch. No matter your age, you want your fast twitch muscle. So this is why it's important to do it. And control. So up, fast, hold, and down slow. 2 more. Last one. And down, and then shake out the legs. So they should be feeling a little bit warmer now. Now for me, we're going to reach up, come up onto the toes. Slowly lower your arms down in front of you. Staying up on the toes and touch down. Okay, we're going to come up onto the toes, arms overhead, putting the shoulders on the back, squeeze the butt, take the hands down, and then come down onto the feet. 2 more. So what I'm doing is challenging the balance by the arms moving. Last one. And touch it down. Just circle your feet. Circle the feet outwards. How do they feel? Hopefully it's starting to feel warm. Go the other way. Circle inwards. And you're going to point and flex. Other side. So if you need to turn the whole to wall, feel free to do so. You're just going to move your toes, bend them, wiggle them about. Get some movement into the feet. Okay, now we're going to warm up the shoulders. So we're going to swing the arms up and then come forward, alternating the arm that comes forward. Last one. And we do the same thing, but this time we're going to push the palm up. You take the hands behind your back. Take it up and behind, and it's going to heat up the front of the shoulders. Two and one. I'm going to start elbow bend, fingertips onto the shoulders, just circle around. Try and get as much range as you can with those circles. Going backwards, and we're going to take it forwards. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to come into what's called a calf drill, a controlled articular rotation. So this is about the range of movement through the joint. It can give you DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness, which is when your muscles ache for 2 days after exercise. So because it's improving the range of movement of the joint, it's a bit of exercise for those muscles in the joint. So it can ache. So it might be in 2 days' time, and after that it will go away. That's muscle soreness, okay? That's DOMS. So option is to anchor your shoulder down. If you feel like you can keep it in place, you don't have to have for your hand. But we're going to reach the hand away, thumb coming up, and we're pushing it away. And we're going to take it up as high as we can, turn the thumb forward, keeping the shoulder down the back. So you want to lock it down right here. And then we're going to take it back, reaching the hand away so we feel a stretch into the chest, pushing those fingertips away. We do that all again. So the range of movement, push it away, lock the shoulder down, and it's all slow. The slower the better with cars, okay? And it's about what's right for your shoulder. So if you've got an impinged shoulder, some people might just want to come up and down. So in a shoulder impingement, that won't happen without pain. And if that is happening, don't do it, okay? So you may even want to come out to the side instead. It's all about being sensible. We should never make our joints hurt with a lot of pain. Sometimes it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but not sharp pain. Slow and controlled. And then we swap sides. So again, you might want to anchor the shoulder down to stop it doing this as it moves, or you might be able to control it. Some people like to wrap their hand around their belly or by the side. No right or wrong. So slow, pull the shoulder right down, come the thumb back, and away. And again. Locking the shoulder down, and then move. 2 more. Last one. Now from here, so all you do is pull the shoulder back, squeezing your armpits, look your head side to side, just observe how your neck feels. Tuck the chin, circle down, going side to side. And from here we look up. Down and up. So hopefully you've learned how your neck feels, because we're going to do some nerve gliding. Okay, so what you do, you take hold of one hand, pull the fingertips towards you, and then you bend the arm, curl the fingertips onto the shoulder, take hold here, and lift the elbow up. And then take it down, and then take it up. 2 more. And from here, just observe how your arms feel, how the elbow feels, how the wrist feels compared to the arm that you haven't moved. Hopefully, this arm will feel a little bit looser and a little bit lighter compared to that one. So we do 4 on the other side. If you want to do more, you can. So when you pull on the fingertips, take it up, pull on the fingertips. Last one. Now from here, you take the hand out, palm's going to face down. You're going to pull the shoulder down, or you're going to try and keep it in place. You're going to take the head away, and then we take the head 2 and take the hand 2. Away, and 2. No, it's not, sorry, it's the other way. So we come 2, the head goes away even. So we come 2 and away. Last one. And we swap sides. So you pull the fingertips 2. Make sure the shoulder's coming down. And go away. So just gliding the nerves in the neck. And all those nerves in the neck. They come down to the fingertip. The nerve will run through the elbow, through the wrist. So we're just helping everything just move better. And we've got less trapped nerves, less pinching. Last one. And here, just roll the shoulders. And here, lace your hands together onto the back of the head. You're going to tuck the chin. Do not hold onto your neck at all. I'm going to bring the elbows in so you see the elbows. Chin onto your chest and just gently pull down. So we're stretching the back of the neck. And this undoes our mobile phone time or our Kindle time where we read with bad posture. So a couple more breaths here, just gently pulling the back of the neck and let's stretch into it, chin, chest. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Roll the shoulders, nice big shoulder rolls. Roll the wrists, nice big wrist rolls here. And bend every part of your finger, so bend every part. And you're going to flick. So you're going to flick the top and the bottom of every finger. So you're going to try and flick top and bottom, especially the thumb as well. Do every part. So if you can see here, if I come closer. So I'm flicking the top and the bottom. And on the thumb. It's really a good thing to do, especially if you have arthritis or you don't want to get it. So at any age, it's great to do this. Again, bend those fingers, move the joint because we're changing over the synovial fluid in the joints. And circle the wrists. Now squeeze your armpits, turn your head side to side. How does your neck feel? What it should feel like. Hopefully for 1, you feel looser, and 2, you should be able to look over a little bit further and there should be less pulling in these neck muscles. And then release. So we're going to come down to the ground now. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start kneeling, in a squat position. So we're 10 out toes, just going to sit the hips back, lift the heel and just go side to side. So the hands can stay on the hip, or as you can see I'm doing, I'm taking it to the top of the thigh, but I'm not placing my hands on my knees. I'm going to sit the hips back. Now if you want this stronger, you can come down a little bit more into this. So the reason I'm doing this, if you feel like you can do this, you come down kneeling, toe can be flat or tucked to the back, and then this knee is out to the side. Hips are square, so you might want to stay in that first option we were doing. Mobility is always levels, remember that. And then what I'm going to do is lean out to the side and come back, pushing out the foot. So lean out to the side and push out. And I'm also taking my knee past my big toe. So I'm trying to stretch the foot out as well. Last one. And on this one, we're just going to take a hold here. So I'm going to wrap the shoulder in the back, sink down. I'd recommend you flatten the foot here. Go for that big stretch on the inner thighs. 3, 2, 1. And swap sides. But if you're really, really tight, you might want to stay up doing those side lunges. So from here, my knees out to the side, and then I'm pushing out the heel, coming in and out. And I'm getting some tightness there, yeah? Pushing out, so I'm being active to push out. And then breathing in and out here. I'm not bouncing, I'm just inhaling and then exhaling. We don't want to bounce when we stretch. And we're just going to inhale, exhale and sink down, hold the stretch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then from here we're going to come down to seated. If you need to, if you've got bad knees and hips, this is where the cushion comes into play because you can sit on it. Okay, so bad knees and hips like to have a bit of elevation, so you can sit on it. I'll just show from the side, so you can be in this position. Again, bad knees and hips, you might want that, or you might need that, or you might need this. Okay, so choose the option. I don't need to elevate my hips. I know they're fine, but if you do, go for it. So what we're going to do is square and stack the hips and shoulders. Hand is going to reach here, so this hand's on the thigh, and it's going to reach towards the thigh. So I'm pushing down in this hand, in this leg, just sliding towards it. I'm starting to stretch out the side of the body. I still have my weight in my hand, sliding up and down the leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a hold, breathe. And then from here we can take this arm up, elbow's going to bend, coming overhead, reaching, expanding. So So again, I'm leaning my forearm onto the leg, so I've got my body weight not going through the spine, but supported by the arm. So the spine isn't taking all the weight. 3, and then all I want to do is reaching towards my toes. 2, and 1. And we're going to take a hold here. Inhale, exhale, sink down. Release, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So we bend the leg, and this hand rests on the thigh, and we're just sliding down. Try to get everything square to the front. 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest down, come overhead. Then we're opening up the lats. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a nice big stretch. And release. So from here, we're going to take the feet right to the top of the toes. Extend your arms, tuck the chin, and just bring some space. So try and get your ribs onto the legs. And then release. When we come up, we start to mobilise the spine. So hand on the shoulder, fingertips to temples. Option to tuck the toes if you need to. You can also take a pillow and place them underneath if you need to. Fingertips on the temples, and we're going to inhale and then exhale, take it down. So we're trying to mobilise the spine and get it moving better. 3, 2, and 1. Then we take this bigger so the arm flows up. Eye gaze from the hand, and try and make that movement bigger. 3, 2, and 1. Now this hand, this is where it's going to get strong. Okay, so palm up. You see, I've got my hand around the back, like so. Hand on the shoulder. Now I'm going to move from the shoulder. I'm going to drop it down and take it up. Now you're going to feel your whole spine moving here. Try not to bend this arm. People tend to do that instead. So you just want the arm long. If you need to, make a fist. If you've got bad wrists. And just get the movement. 3, 2, and 1. And let's swap sides. So hand down. I'll come and face you on this one. So to get that nice big rotation. It's going to make your spine feel amazing. And we swing down and up. 2, last 1. Hand onto the back, palm up, drop the shoulder and move that shoulder. This is where we get lots of movement through the spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then from here, we're going to do a cat and cow with a difference. So I'll show you the traditional cat and cow. So you tuck the chin, arch your back, tuck the tailbone under, and then we inhale, pull the chest through and slide the shoulder back and wink your tailbone towards the sky. Okay, so this is your normal cat and cow. If you've done yoga, you would have done this. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn the hands outwards but do the same spinal movement. So we exhale and then we inhale. So if I come to a side, see I've turned my hands facing out to the side of the body. So exhale, and what this does really opens out those lats. So you feel that stretch there. Last one. And your movement might not be very big here. And that's okay. So we go to the other side. Arch the back. Inhale. Arch the back. Inhale. Don't forget to tuck your tailbone under. 2 more. Last one. And then from here, we're going to stretch out the toes as we stretch out the shoulders. So if again, you need to kneel on the pillow but we tuck the toes, stretch the bottom of the feet here. You sit back, and whilst we're doing this, just roll the wrist and take a nice big shoulder stretch. Take the arm across, stretching the teres major. On the side. Okay, a bit of a tricep stretch in the back. So hopefully you're starting to feel like you're opening out through your body now. Just do a couple more seconds with the toes. Ooh, they tight. Hit 3, 2, and then 1. And then from here, we're going to come into the lower back, and then we're going to go into the sciatic nerve. Okay, so for the lower back stretch, you want your feet apart. Now you want to pull your thumb to your bottom rib and tuck your elbows right in. Imagine you're squeezing the plum between your shoulder blades. Push out your hands, but don't squeeze the glutes. You're going to pull the shoulder back, look ahead, and then just relax here. So the upper back, yes, that's working. You're pushing into the heel of your hand, but your lower back is completely relaxed. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, an exercise that's great for sciatica is hands down, flex your foot, kick your heels away, and we're just going to little left legs, like leg lifts. So kicking the heel away, make sure you flex the foot. So we're just lifting it up, trying to keep the hips still. Push your pubic bone into the floor, shoulders relax, and we're going to inhale and exhale, marching those feet. 4, 3, 2, last one. Now we're going to roll over onto the back here. So a little drill for the sciatic nerve here. So first off, we want to warm the knees up. So we're just going to bring them in, extend the leg. You're just going to bend and extend. Now, bend, extend, just supporting the knee. If your hamstrings are incredibly tight and they're shaking here, you might want to bend that leg for now. Just bend and extending. So we're warming up that knee, and it's going to, you probably can hear that. It's probably crunching and clicking. 2, and then 1. Now we are going to extend the bottom leg. Tuck the elbows in, pull it in, hug the knees as tight as you can, and keep the hands either laced or on top of each other on the back of the knee. So this is nerve gliding for the sciatic nerve. So we're going to inhale, extend the leg, exhale, flex the foot, lift the shoulders, tuck the chin, nose towards knee, head back down, and bend and point the toe. So you're going to extend, flex, rise, lower, point, and bend. We're not forcing this to the point that we're shaking. Can have that leg bent here. Again, it's a great one to help teach the nerve to go through the muscles and stop causing so much trouble, right? Good point. Point, flex, rise, lower, point, and bend. One more time, and then we swap legs. Just bend and extend the leg now. How does it feel? Compare them to the other one. So that one should feel looser and this one feels tighter on mine. So again, bottom leg can bend, just pull it in and just warm up the knee, extending, or if you want to go there straight away, you can extend. Don't force the stretch. How do you know you're forcing it? The leg will start to shake, so we don't want that. One more, and you should feel a little bit warmer. I'm going to go into the sequence. So we pull in nice and tight, elbows in, point, flex, rise shoulders, not lifting up for the neck, lift up for the shoulders, head down, point, and bend. Flex it, lift shoulders, tuck chin, head down, point, and bend. So you extend, flex, lift shoulders, tuck chin, head down, point, and bend. 4 more. When you're not forcing this, remember that your body does not want to be forced in a stretch. rise, lower, point. And you just hug the knees in, and just circle your knees around. Relax your lower back. Just have a little bit of back massage here. Three, 2, 1. Just take the knees to the side, extend the arm, pull the top knee to earth, stretching your lower back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the knees the other way. Extend the arm, pull the knee in. 4, 3, 2, 1. From here we're just going to circle. So nice and relaxed. If you've done Pilates floor, please forget Pilates, because I do not care about your marbles or tray marbles on the hips. I do not care if this is happening, because what I care about is this hip movement from the joint. So when you bend the knee, please do not try and extend it like you do in Pilates. It is not knee circles that you do in Pilates. This is different. So I want to circle the knee out and in. What I'm looking for is a range of movement from the joint. Do not care about stability of the pelvis or your alignment, because that is not taking the hip to full range of movement of the joint. When you're focusing on that, it's a different thing completely, has a different objective and a different goal. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to warm your hips up and get range of movement through the hips. So you see that hip is moving, and that's okay, because my goal isn't stability. I'm trying to get that hip circling around and moving better in its joint. The hip has the least amount of synovial fluid in all joints. So I just want to get that range of movement, because when we start doing this, like you do in Pilates, you engage in your quads, and I don't want that. I want all the muscles that go into the hip relaxed. 3, 2, and 1. Swap sides. So leg stays bent, leave the knee, and yes, this hip can move. It's about how big you can circle it, getting a nice hot joint. Hot joints, more movement, right? Motion is lotion. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to come in to our glute stretch and our piriformis stretch. So we're going to flex the foot. I'm going to give you options, so we can lift up and down like this. You can take your hand onto the thigh and just pull it in and out, or you can take a static hold. Take a hold of the shin, head down, and just pull it into you. Taking an inhale, exhale. So you can either stay with that first option. There's 3 levels to this. Choose the one that you need. If you're very, very tight, you might want that first one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Swap sides. So again, the option is to tap up and down, and for some people that is more than enough. If you want more, you can take the whole, so you can be here or here. And 4 rounds of breath. So breathe in, breathe out. 2 more. Last one. We're just going to hug those knees in, just rock side to side. And we extend the arms and legs long. So we're going to push one hand away, push the toe away, bring some length into the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from here, tuck your knees up and roll up. Now we're going to finish getting the hip flexors. So from here, you're just going to step forward. And then from here, we're going to tuck the tablet under, lift the chest and pull the shoulder on the back. And just sink into this. Yes, the knee can come past that ankle, that's completely fine. Sink into it. If you need to block or something to the side to steady, you can. But we just want to tuck that tailbone under and keep sinking down. Then from here, we're going to bring this arm up, palm to the ceiling, and just come across like you're trying to hit the light switch, but it's just out of reach with the fingertips. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to rock back from here and take a hamstring stretch. You're going to lower your chest to thighs. The hands can come up onto the hips or on the ground like I am. And if you still want more, you can curl the big toe towards you. And the more the chest comes down to the thigh, the more that hamstring stretch is gonna be good. Release it and swap sides. So I'll come to this side, you can see better. So again, I'm gonna lift up to there, drop the shaft on the back. So we don't wanna be here, rounded. We're gonna slide those shoulders down, tap the tailbone and sink right down. Again, yes, my knee is past my ankle, because again, I want ankle mobility. That is my goal. And then if you still want more, you can come up and hand onto the thigh. So I've got all my weight into this front leg here. Now we're gonna get into the side. So we're gonna tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in, palm up, push across. Do you wanna feel that deep into this part of the hip here? 4, 3, 2, 1. And we take a nice big calf stretch. So we can do this in downward dog. So we tuck the toes, hips up and back. So all you want to do is press the heels. So you can pedal the feet or just take a static hold with me. Push into the hands, slide the shoulder back. And what we do is tap onto that foot, reaching through. So, yep, you'll feel that calf stretch. But we'll also get in the lats as well and move the spine. 3, 2, 1 more each side, please. And from here, we're just going to bend the knees, walk up the body, roll the shoulders, take a nice big shoulder roll. And we're going to pull, torso twist, pull the hip right through, lifting the heel. 4, 3, 2, 1. You get side bend, elbow towards the ceiling. Slide up and down your body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand in hand. Take a fist, tuck the chin, drag your spine back, drawing the belly to spine. Stretch through the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Swap the leading hand, push the other one away. And then release it. Take a nice big shoulder roll to finish. Let's open out the chest. So we're gonna lace the fingertips, roll the shoulder on the back, and pull down. Don't worry if you can't get the palms together. There's a little bit more mobility that we'll build on. Squeeze your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake everything out and just feel how your body moves. So like feel the spine. It should move a lot better now. Circle your hips, feel how they move. Hopefully you feel nice and loose. So thank you very much for joining me. Again, any feedback, we welcome it. Get in contact with us. And I hope to see you all soon. So bye-bye. Thank you.